What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple weeks since my last video, and it was about trenching in the power to the chickens. And as you can see, the landscape has changed quite a bit. And as you can tell from my attire here, it is about minus 14 right now. With the wind, it's minus 20 something. So I hope you guys can understand, but I was going to post a video about how I actually installed the power in all the coops, but the weather was just, I had to fight against the weather and I just didn't have time to video it, so I'm sorry about that. But we have power in all the coops, so I have some heat stuff in one of the coops to keep the water clear, but we haven't ordered all the heat pucks and everything for all the waterers yet, so we're manually watering. And it's been going pretty good so far because November has been extremely nice. But then last night things took a turn for the worse, and it's extremely cold out. So you guys can come along with me. I'm going to show you maybe not the most easiest way to do this farming. We are planning on getting powered waters and heaters and stuff like that, but they're not here yet. So this is what we got to do in the meantime. So we're watering twice a day, and it's freezes pretty much as soon as they get there. So this is what we got to do. Got my handy dandy sled here. This is a frost freeze hose bib, so we don't have to worry about the water freezing inside the line and cracking the pipe. So I just have this old hose here I cut off, and just use it to thread on. If you guys do have a frost free hose bib, never ever leave a hose on there. It won't give it enough time to drain out. So this thing needs to breathe and drain. So if you leave one of these things on, you'll just bust your pipe. So that's why I always take it on and off. And the hose just stays inside the house just so it doesn't freeze. And you just should have water here. Oh yeah, she's going good. So yeah, 2 buckets usually does all the coops, but it's not very fun packing water every day, twice a day, especially when we're working full time. I've been working nights, so I've been out here 5:45-6ish. So 5:45 after working a 12-hour shift, going out there to water everything is kind of a pain, but that's what you got to do to keep the animals alive, I guess. So we're really hoping to get our supplies here soon, so this will come to an end. But in the meantime, here we go. So here we go, we're gonna drag this water all down to the coop. I just woke up, it's mid-afternoon here, so I gotta go hunting soon here. We didn't realize it was gonna be this cold. Kaylee watered everything last night, and then expecting it would be good because it's been so nice. The water hasn't really frozen at night. But I walked out this morning, or when I woke up, and it just felt like last winter was just extremely cold outside. So here we go. There's the turkeys. They've been really good for the winter. They're probably the best hardy animal. Like, they just love it outside. They're like the only thing that'll come outside. So there's Prince William there. He's pretty. They're pretty interesting creatures, these turkeys. They're probably my favorite animal on the farm. So, anyways, we'll get to watering. You can see here, that's just a big bowl of ice. Even the guineas don't really want to go outside. Yeah, they're thirsty. You know, I should see the water, I guess. There you go, birds. Yeah, this just adds a whole bunch of extra work. One thing to have chickens in the summertime, they can pretty much forage for themselves, but this is a whole nother level. Turkey lurkeys. Yeah, so we'll just go down the line here. It's pretty cold out here, so I don't want to spend too much time, but got to give all these guys some water. Turkey house. I guess I should show you guys the power. So in here we have a plug outlet right there. Right there. And we have a heat light running here, and I can see that it's not quite powerful enough to keep that water from freezing. So it has been lately, but I guess it's really cold. So I have 3 outlets in this coop right there, and they're all juiced up, so whenever we get our heater stuff, we'll be running power. These turkeys have been pretty destructive lately. I don't know if you've seen this brooder box before, but it was I just had this regular mesh on top with no cross members, and they've been roosting on here, and they fell through, and they actually started pecking that one rooster apart. So I had to rebuild this when I was working nights, so there it is. I put some heavier gauge stuff on top and then just made that longer, so it'll be good for next year. But the turkeys fell right through that thing. They're stuck inside, and they got mad at the chickens. They're pretty interesting creatures, these turkeys. They grew up with these chickens here, and the chickens pretty much think that they're turkeys. Like, they get along really good, but when the turkeys find somebody else that's different, they'll just destroy them. So, but you gotta love them. They're pretty cool creatures. Oh, that's still water. Look at that. That's cool. So it is good enough. One of these hens has been laying their first eggs, so that's pretty exciting. I don't know why she decided to do it in the dead of winter, but that's promising anyways. We were kind of getting worried. Look at these turkeys trying to get out. They have their own nice run there, and they just want to follow me around. You can tell how rushed we've been. This is still the trench that I didn't have time to backfill before we got the first blizzard. So yeah, every single building's the same. It's got that LB coming up and then plugs inside. So I'm very excited to have power. Didn't light any fires, that was good. And I did get my cousin, he's a professional electrician. Thank you, Calvin, for your help. And he walked me through the whole process, and I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to juice. It doesn't make sense to me, and I'm extremely scared of it. So I had to ask him a few times to help me out, and he did an amazing job, and it was over the phone. So that's pretty good electrician right there. But yeah, all my trenches are still open, so that's gonna have to wait till spring. So as long as nobody really trips and falls into it in the meantime. Another thing we did is we put the rabbits in here. They're in with the peacocks now. So the peacocks were pretty sketched out at first, but they seem to be getting along now. And you can tell it's a lot better for the rabbits. They're running around and yeah, they're doing pretty good. These are the babies. Look how big they are now. I don't know. I don't think I made a video on these rabbits, but if you go on our Instagram, Kaylee has posted a few things when they're babies. So, but they're pretty big now. I would venture out a guess to say it. Chores right now take about at least 2 times longer. Just watering everything. Everything's pretty self-sufficient in the summertime. They have their self-waterers there that last about a week each. So you don't have to worry about water very much, and you can usually refeed and water every single weekend, and that takes about a week to empty everything out. So you can tell when it's cold outside, it's a lot more work. So I think this is why a lot of people don't winter chickens and animals, just because it's so much extra work, and you're paying more feed too. Our free range chickens, they're no longer free range, right? So they're eating grain and all that stuff. So it's a big added expense, but hopefully it pays off in the end. Wilbur and Peppa there. So this is the coop where we have power in and everything's working, I hope. Oh, somebody pecked the light off. See, I have a heater panel in this one, and it's supposed to keep the water from freezing. But I think the chickens pecked that switch, so it wasn't on. And then that's unplugged. So maybe I should have put that plug up higher, but I was kind of thinking about the cord. Yeah, everything's frozen. Ah, that's annoying. Well, the power's back on, so we'll let that warm up and thaw out. In the meantime, we'll have to water these guys. I don't know if you noticed, but these are rubber bowls, so it helps quite a bit. Getting the ice out, you can flex them and they'll kind of crack all the ice out. So that's why we got those rubber bowls. But yeah, I really need to get these coops juiced up. This is gonna be a long winter if we keep doing this. There you go, chickens, there's some water. Okay, that should be about it for this side. The geese, they're trained on the watering bowl, so they're good. But they're not out. I guess Kaylee left in a rush this morning. Wilbur and Peppa there. They finally mated, so we're assuming that Peppa's pregnant. So we're gonna have some winter babies, I think. So there's gonna be more work we gotta do there. Heat lamps and bumpers and all that stuff. I'll let the geese out here. Look at them geese. I'm not very happy. Probably thirsty. So yeah, I got all the stuff watered and everything seems to be okay. It's very weird weather because you can feel the chill in the air, but yet that bright thing up in the sky there, it's so nice and warm. So I'm kind of sweating and cold at the same time, but the animals survived the night, so that's the major thing. And This is warm compared to what it's supposed to get to. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That's just a little tour of how things are going over here. We did get our power hooked up. Sorry I didn't post any videos on how I did it, but every single shed is juiced up and I did it just in time before the weather turned. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.